Welcome back, guys. It's Tim Murphy here with Murphy's Masterpieces, and today we are going to be taking a look inside the design space, of course, in Canva, but more directly at the toolbar that is kind of given when you are able to edit certain items. So as you can already see on my design space right here, and I've already kind of started up a design, I have text and I have a shape, and we're going to be talking about the actual toolbar that you can use to be able to go through and edit certain things, your elements inside of Canva, and then also kind of walking through exactly what each of those edit items are. All right, so let's go ahead and let's jump right into it. So we're going to start with our text first. Okay, so up here at the top, as you can easily see, we have a lot of different things that just popped up within this toolbar. All right, so over here on the left side, we have what is known as your font. So just kind of like with Microsoft Word or with Google Docs, you are given pretty much the option to change up your font. Now, remember in videos past, I've already said that I have a default font within my brand kit, and that is, of course, Leak Spartan. It's a great font to use, easy to read. There's only one downside to it. I can't italicize it or bold it, but in honesty, that's okay because it's already bolded enough the way I need it to be. But if I click on font, as you can see, I get a whole bunch of different options now kind of popping up. So what happens with Canva is that when you click on font, of course, they kind of give you the font that you're already using. But then they also give you some recommended fonts, so there's that AI kind of doing its magic. They also have the recently used fonts, so any fonts that you've also recently used, of course, to show your brand kits, and then you can also go in and upload your own fonts too. I always thought that was pretty cool. So I got some fonts that I've used before that I've uploaded just for different designs that I've kind of used and everything. Then of course they also have popular fonts, so fonts that a lot of people are using. Okay, then if you come up here, of course you got your text or your search bar where you can actually type in, let's say for example, like you can see I have a lot of different things that I'm kind of like searching for. So if you're searching for like a fancy font or a more bold font or anything of the sort, like even they give you suggestions down here to look up for different fonts, then you can certainly use that kind of stuff. All right. Then of course, you do have show filters, so you can go through between the font language, so what language are you looking for, and then also if you're using the free account, they'll show you free fonts you can use. Of course, if you're using the pro account where you have the pro features enabled, you can look for pro fonts too. All right, and then of course with text styles, this also kind of comes with the individual fonts, so you can kind of say, hey, I want this to kind of be, say for example, the title, the subtitle, the heading, the subheading, the section header. You can change how you want your font to be used. All right. So like for me, for example, I have the body and the quote, and then I can just kind of go in and say, well, I want it to be used for maybe like the title and stuff. So it'll change the actual font size. Then of course the subtitle, heading, subheading. So many different options you can kind of go through and say, hey, this is how big I want the font style to be, or font size to be. All right, so we're going to exit out of that. Then over here next to the actual font, you have the font size, so being able to determine how big you want your font to be. So of course you can click up or down, or you can kind of type in, let's say for example like 200, so make your font 200 size font. Let's go back down to like 50 or something, that's fine. All right, then you have your text color. This is one thing I really like about Canva. All right, so you can have your text color be kind of like the document colors that you have. Then of course you can also have it to be the brand kit colors that you have. All right, and then also they have solid colors. All right, now if you've noticed, there's also this icon right here. All right, so you can actually click on this and you can go in and make your own individual color. All right, so you can kind of enter in the hex code, what they call it, the hex code of the color that you want to use, or you can click on this eyedropper tool and actually go in and, like, say for example there's a font on like a picture that you want to use, whether it be on the actual design space, then you can go in and actually use that color in there. All right, so that's one cool thing. Then of course you can type in a particular color that you may want. So like they say, try blue or try the hex code for it. All right, so there's that. Then hold on, didn't mean to do that. Of course, you have the bold feature, so you can bold your font if you would like to. Of course, for my particular font, it's already bolded, so I don't have to worry about that. And then italicize or italics, so you can italicize it, so make it have a nice little slant again. My font does not have that, but we move on from there. You can underline the font. All right. And then also, if you were to say, for example, like click on Control U, it'll bold or underline it. And the same thing for like bolding and italicizing. It's the same type of shortcut. So Control B will bold it, Control I will italicize it, Control U will underline it. All right. Then of course we have strike through. So you can strike through the font. Let me see if that actually does that for it. No. Okay. So there's no shortcut for strike through. I was trying to experiment out right quick. But then of course you can have uppercase, lowercase. So you can say, hey, I want all my text or all my font to be, or my text to be uppercase. Then you can go in between. Okay, well now I want to be lowercase again. So there's that. Then of course you also have alignment. So you can go in between whether it's aligned to the left, whether it's center aligned, whether it's aligned to the right, and again another center aligned right there. Okay, or justified. This was justified right here. All right, so we're going to keep that right there. Then you can add in as a list, so you can, you know, add in a bullet point, which is great for any time that you might have like different or just like individual notes that you want people to be able to see. You can number it as well, and then you can just click it one more time, and then it goes back to just the regular text. You have line spacing, so you have letter spacing right here, so you can actually increase the amount of space between you have your letters. And then you also have line spacing, so being able to say, for example, if you were to, let's see, if I control copy and then I click enter, paste that again, so I can go through and actually click how much space I want in between my lines as well. All right, and then of course you have your anchor text box down here, so you can say, for example, you want to anchor your text to the top, the middle, or to the bottom. Doesn't matter. All right, so there's that. Then of course you have transparency, so you can go in and say how transparent you want your letters. So if you want your letters all the way to where you can't see them at all, or if you want them just only like halfway, you can increase how much transparency you want between your letters. All right. Effects, we've kind of seen this almost before, but not really. So you have some different effects that you can kind of add to your text. So you can add a shadow. So there's some different stuff right there. Lift, hollow, splice, outline, echo, glitch, neon, background. Then of course you have shape, so you can have it be in a curve or a non-curve. It's all up to you. And as I've said before, if you can dream it, and if you can dream it, you most likely can design it. Okay, so that's effects for that. We'll get into that a little bit later on. Then of course you do have animate, so you can animate your actual text. Now the only thing about animating something is that once you animate it, then it will prompt you to want to be able to download it as like an MP4, or you can even download it as a GIF. So just kind of keep that in your mind, because you can't necessarily animate something and then try to print it off or save it as a regular picture. It doesn't work. All right, so you do have those animations, so you can do just the individual text as well. We'll talk about page like a lot later on when we get to like presentations. Okay, so there's that. And then of course you have position. So this is one of my favorite things that Canva actually had come out when they were still kind of working on things, or at least when I started working with Canva, they didn't have this. All right, so you have ways that you can actually go in and arrange something. So say for example, I were to like go over here and I click and I put the text over the shape. I can actually go in and say, well, I want it to be on the backward, or now I want it to be forward. Or you can say send it all the way to the back, or you can say send it all the way to the front. You can do a lot of interesting things with this. I've done it before. All right, so there's that. Then of course align the page, so you can line it to the top of the page, you can line it to the bottom of the page, you can line it to the middle of the page, to the left, to the right, and even center. All right, so you have all those different options to align it to the page. And then of course you can also change how big or how small you want the text to be. So if, like, say for example, if I were to go in here, as you can see right now, do that again. My width was changing, so if I were to change it like 10 width, then it does that. Now, one thing I will make mention of, this ratio right here. All right, so this ratio will allow you to say, for example, if you want to just change the width without changing the height, then you just are going to leave that ratio lock button alone. So you're going to leave it unlocked. Now, what will happen is if, say, for example, you lock this and you go in and you change this to like 3, then it will actually proportionally size it out. So you've increased your height, now your width is going to change. Or if you decrease your width, now your height's going to change. All right, so kind of keep that in mind. So this is the ratio lock button. Okay, you can also change the position on the page that you want it to be. So say, for example, if I want to bring it down right quick, and let me click out of this, just bring it down. As you can see, the X and the Y values are changing over here. Okay, so if I were to change this to like 5 inches, let's go and bring it all the way over. If I were to change this to like 15 inches, ooh, disappeared off the page. I'm gonna undo that. All right, so just kind of keep that in mind right quick. And then you can also go in, you can rotate it. So say, for example, I can rotate 9 degrees or even 15 degrees. Okay, so there's that. And then of course we have your what we call the format paint button. They call it copy style. So if, say for example, you have your text the way that you want it to be, you can actually go in and, you know, copy that style with whatever you have and, you know, paste it to another piece of your font. I do it all the time, and it makes life so much easier. All right, so that's the text. Now if I were to click on the shape doesn't really change too much. Of course, you can go in and actually click edit, so you can change the shape to whatever other shape you want it to be. You can actually change the fill color of the shape. Now, one thing about the fill color with the shape is that you can actually now go in and create gradients with it. With the text, you can't really create gradients as much, but with the shapes, you can actually go in and create gradients. And if you even click on the add a new color like you have with the text box, you can go in, change it to a solid color or change it to a gradient color, and even make your own gradients too. That's how I created my background right here with the stuff that I kind of use for my school. Is I actually went in, I created a gradient with our school colors and just used this tool right here. So just something to think about. And then you also have the different styles of gradients that you can kind of go in and choose. Okay, so we're gonna leave that alone. I'm gonna click back on that. You can also add a border onto it. So if you want to use like a solid border, dotted border, very dotted border, or very dotted border, good lord, you can use that. You can change the border weight. All right, I usually like to sit between like a 2.5 and 5 border weight, and then we'll go and click off of that right quick. You can also round your border as well, or round your corners, so kind of like this. And what I usually do is I usually like to add a border and then I round off the corners, but it's up to you. All right, one thing I do like about the shapes, you can also go in and actually add in text. So I can go in and just say, hey, type this in, and it's kind of the same thing with the text box, except now you're adding text into the shape. So that's something cool to kind of think about. Of course, you can do the font size, text color, of course, bolded, italicized, underline, strike through, uppercase, alignment, list or numbers, or even going back to original. Of course, spacing, transparency. You can animate it, of course, so just same thing like with text. However, once again, once you put animate onto something, then at that point in time, you can no longer download it as like a JPEG or a PNG. You now have to download it as a GIF or as an MP4, but most likely a GIF. And then of course the position, and then the copy style. Everything is the same with the shape, except for you can add the corner rounding, or the text, except you can now add the corner rounding, the border style, the gradient and the color, and then also the edit button. Okay, so I didn't want this video to be too long. I just wanted to kind of go over a little bit of the design space. One thing I did forget to mention was the actual space itself, where you can actually change the background color. So that's one thing to remember. And then also you can animate the page. Okay, and then you can also do position and see exactly where everything is on the actual the actual page. And this is one thing again that Canva had added in later on, where I had originally created something in Canva for my science class, and it took the work of everything in me to be able to try to get the things that I want to get, wherever I need to get to. Once they added in layers, it made everything so much easier, and I can go in, I can drag in a lot of stuff and make my life so easy. All right, so there's that. And then of course, you know, you can copy the actual page style. So once again, there's a lot more things we got to cover, but I just wanted to kind of go over a little bit more of the design space and then also the toolbar as well. All right, if you have yet to check out the other videos within the playlist that I have so far, which includes what Canva is, how to get your account verified if you are an educator, and then of course walking through all the different tools over here, the nice little sections that are actually in the navigation bar over here on the left. Make sure you check out that video as well. All right, give a friend a nice little shout out to say, hey, if you haven't gone on the Canva yet, maybe you should. I know a channel that helps be able to kind of get people interested in the Canva and talking about Canva too. All right, but make sure to like the video, subscribe as well if you would like to see some more content as I continuously try to get content out there. Make sure you like the Facebook page, Murphy's Masterpieces, and then of course check out the TPT store and the website as well. With that said, thank you guys so much for watching this video, and as always, it's always time to create a masterpiece. See you guys later.